දහම් දෙසවන දැවෙන හිතට සදහම් සුවය.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Homage to the Lord, the fully enlightened Buddha, the Blessed One, the Worthy One. Dear friends in Dhamma, today I would like to discuss with you about our thinking. Thinking is very essential part of our life. We have to think and live. So the precious organ, the most important faculty we have received from our birth is the human mind. Human mind has a vast potentials, vast amount of abilities, skills. Therefore, somehow or the other, some people began to fall into a trap through the mind. This trap is called overthinking. Overthinking is a vicious circle and very bad circle. Once you get into this vicious and bad circle, you cannot come out of this circle because you tend to think again and again. And if you look at the people who are depressed or who are having some deep psychological difficult, when they are going through a deep psychological difficulties, they face enormous amount of overthinking. So it is very important for us to control this overthinking and use our mind proper way. So how to use our mind proper way is the most challenging thing. So Buddha explained and expounded that there are 4 kinds of foods in the world. First food is called Kabalikara Ahara, that means the food we are taking through our mouth by chewing either or drinking. So these are hard solid food. Then there are 3 other foods Buddha explained, which is not normal food. They are called Mano Sanchetana Ahara, volitional food, and also Passahara, the contact food, and also Vijnana Ahara, the food for the mind. So when we talk about these four kinds of food, we take 3 kinds of food for our mind. 1 kind of food for nourishments of our body. The other 3 kinds of food are taken to the mind. So we like to have very pleasant and nice contact. This is called Passahara, the food of contact. And the second and third and fourth foods are most important. So if you take this analogy of food, if you take some food that cannot be digested by your digestive system, your stomach, and that kind of food is not tolerable and bearable to your body, what will happen to you? It will become useless, or it will become a kind of problem, a physical problem in your body, like such as you might get diarrhea or vomiting or any other kind of symptoms in your body. Similarly, if you are caught up in a mental overthinking, this is the food you have get through your 5 senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, and also mind made food. You know, when our mind is a great creator, our mind is a great implementer, our mind can generate so many types of emotions, so many types of thoughts and thought processes. So continuously we are producing billions and billions of thoughts every day. So these thoughts, some are healthy, some are not healthy. So how to overcome, clean these undigestible and it cannot be absorbed to your mind. So how can we manage these kind of foods when they come into mind? Then Buddha said there are many ways you can stop this overthinking. First, of course, these days in modern society we are having enormous amount of information coming to our mind through media, social media, newspapers and many other things. So when these informations are coming, some people are clever enough, they can manage, they can cope with this information. But some people, especially when they have like breakup, relationship breakups or any other problems in their very harsh, difficult situation in their life, they cannot face. So in such situations, first thing is to, in Vitakka Santana, Buddha said that when you are having some bad thoughts, you can remove these bad thoughts by another good thoughts. So if you are having a long running bad or overthinking, so you can replace this overthinking by adding another good thoughts to your mind and thought process. So Buddha gave a nice beautiful simile in Vitakka Santana Sutta, like the carpenter making a table or chair. He fixed the table and chair with a wooden nail, it is called peg. When a wooden nail or peg is corrupt or destroyed, or it is spoiled by the time, it is decayed by the time, it cannot be no longer used, then the carpenter will use new and strong peg, sending from one end of the table or the chair, so that he can keep the legs of the table together. So similarly, if you are having a bad and negative thoughts in your mind, the best thing is to replace these bad thoughts with a good and positive thinking. And also which is very, I can remember very nice story. There was a woodcutter. When he goes to the forest in order to cut his woods, he takes arrow, his axe and all the other ropes and all other saw and all other equipments. So when he comes back to the home, he does a very beautiful thing. What he do when he comes to the home, there is a tree in front of this woodcutter's home. So he keeps all his axes and all his saw and wooden sawing machines and all that near the this beautiful tree, and goes inside the home and kisses the tree before he goes to the home. And next morning he again goes to this tree and kisses this tree and hug this tree and take his all the equipments and the other materials he used for his wood cutting. Once his friend asked, "What are you doing here? Why are you hugging this tree and every day in the morning and every evening when you are coming back?" Then the woodcutter explained very nice story. He said, "When I am coming from work, after work I am too tired, I have a lot of stress, maybe I have some burden in my mind. I am giving these all burdens and stresses and overthinking to this tree, and when I go by next day morning, when I am going back, I am not bringing them into my family, to my children, to my wife. I am coming very free mind, happy mind, and with an empty mind. I don't have any regrets or any stress or overthinking. So next morning when I am going back, I take all my troubles, all my problems back from the tree again. So he handed over his problems and his stresses and overthinking to the tree. So similarly, if you can come into meditation and body awareness, this is called mindfulness in Buddhism. If you can aware of your body and reflect about your body, is my body myself, is my thoughts myself? So Buddha says there is no I and myself, because if you disintegrate, if you separate all the organs, all the components of our body, all the faculties of our body, actually there is no person called I, my or myself. All these are mental creations. So all the overthinking also mental creations. So if you want to overcome overthinking, the best way is to have awareness of yourself. What is going at this moment? What is going in your mind in this moment? This way you can come to the present moment, because this overthinking is happening in our mind in two ways. Either you are living in the past, the worries and sufferings and any other bad and wicked experiences you have experienced in the past are rewound and replayed and again and again. In that way, you are living in this past world for many hours and hours and days. So the meditation helps you to come into the present moment. What is happening in your mind in the present moment, you can see, okay, I am overthinking at the moment. My mind is thinking again and again the same problem. If you can have this kind of mindful awareness, what is going in your mind, this will help you to come to the present moment. And also, there are, as Buddha says, there are many other positive things we can do to overcome our overthinking. Especially if you are living alone and if you are upset and you are not happy, you are worried and you don't feel secure about your life and about your future, it is best for you to, instead of worrying, you can start new recreational things like planting trees or making flowers in your garden or any other recreational activities. And also social services also very helpful for us to practice this to overcome this overthinking. And especially if you can do walking meditation. Buddha always in the night time before he goes into sleep, he used to have walking chankamana, walking meditation every day, like 1 hour, 2 hours. So this is one of the best technique Buddha has explained for us to calm down. When you are restless, when you are your mind is agitated and you are not happy or upset, it is good for you to have a slow and mindful walking. You can be aware of your movement of the legs, lifting of the leg, and also placing your weight in from one leg to the other leg, interchangeably, going from one leg to another. In this way, you can have a body sensational awareness when you are doing the walking, when you are turning, when you are coming forward and going backward. Whatever way, if you are doing this walking meditation, this is very useful for us to overcome our overthinking. And another very important thing is to do the social service, because as the Harvard University has done a big research on the social service, those people who are doing social service, doing some kind of services for the benefit of the others, are more happier than those people who are going to satisfy themselves. I remember one research was done. This research was done giving $50 each for two groups. One group was given $50. They have to spend this money for their benefit, and another group is group of students who are given $50. They cannot spend that money for their happiness. They cannot spend that money for their personal uses. They have to use this money for the benefit of the society. So at the end of the day, and after 1 week, their hormones levels and all the other bodily conditions were checked, and questionnaires were put forward. So the level of happiness, those who have used that money for the benefit of the other people, was more happier when they think about the what they have done with that money. They were more happier than those people who were self gratifying, using that money for self happiness or self gratification. So in that way, we can see that the social service is one of the best way to overcome our negative emotions, and we can emerge our sadness, and we can get rid of our sadness and instead create very positive and very useful thoughts in our mind by developing social services. Sometimes in your village, in your town, in your home, maybe there is an old man, there is an old relative, or they cannot see the road properly. Maybe there is one person who is using a wheelchair bike. You can when you are going on the road, you can give him a gentle push so that he can move forward smoothly. So similarly, in our society there are many people who need your care, who need your attention, who need your kind of looking after them or giving helping hand. So this makes you more happier, more fulfilling, because this overthinking will come when people don't have any ambition, they don't have any future plans, when they don't have any kind of things to hang on. They feel like their life is worthless, their life is useless, therefore they don't have any ambition or any hope or any kind of future expectation. Therefore, when you want to have a future results, when you want to have a good life, it is good to have some kind of goals and ambitions in your life. These goals can be for your personal gains, and also you can set up some goals to, okay, I will help this family, or I will help this old person, I will help this student to I can do some classes for this family. Like that we can help other people with our ambitions, our hopes. So it is in this way that we can give some support to ourselves as well as others. Helping others means helping ourselves. Buddha says, Parattang patipajyata, live for the benefit and happiness of others. So in that way, if you use Buddhist meditation techniques, Buddhist mindfulness techniques, you can definitely overcome your overthinking and any other troubles that is causing troubles to your mind. So you can achieve some level of peacefulness, you can achieve some level of calmness, you can be more happier by adopting Buddhist principles and protecting Buddhist precepts, and also adopting and practicing Buddhist meditation. So hope that you can overcome these mental defilements which is happens due to taking wrong thoughts into your mind. So we must remember that every thought is impermanent, it is not forever. So whether it is suffering, whether it is happiness, all these comes and go. They are like guests, they won't stay in our mind forever. Therefore don't worry about overthinking also. These thoughts also come and die, come and stay sometime and falls and die away. So don't worry. So may the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha guide you, bless you and protect you, so that you can able to overcome all of your thinking and suffering you are undergoing at the moment with the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha.